when you are a student, you think everything is known. But there are places where no one else looked. The organism I was working with is called Halopherax mediterraneae. These microorganisms are very peculiar. They only live in environments where the salinity is about tenfold that of the seawater.
I was on staff as a cardiologist at Mass General Hospital. My brother living in Pittsburgh with his wife, and my niece, and he'd gone for a run, came back, was dizzy, and ended up calling an ambulance, and then he passed out, in the house, and was resuscitated by the EMTs, but taken to the hospital. Turned out it was a blood clot in one of the heart arteries, so he had just suffered a heart attack. That blood clot was treated, but he had actually suffered a fair amount of anoxic brain injury during the resuscitation, prolonged at home. And unfortunately died about 10 days into the hospital course. And that tragedy, so he was 42, and I had been studying basically the genetic basis of heart attack for the previous 10 years or so. This issue, and not just the issue of diagnosis and understanding why somebody's at risk, but more importantly, the idea that we should develop a new approach, a new way to treat, to avert such tragedies. And so it was around that time, to be honest, that I kind of tried to think about not just the research we were doing, but how can we translate that to, as Andrew said, to new treatments. And it was right around that time also that the whole gene editing revolution was happening, right, in 2013, 14, with new discoveries.
Dr. Sekar Katarisan is co-founder of Verve Therapeutics, a biotechnology company pioneering a new approach to the care of cardiovascular disease, transforming treatment from chronic management to single-course gene editing medicine. In this video, we are going to see the science and business of Verve Therapeutics. Verve Therapeutics uses the base editing, which is the next generation gene editing approach that enables precise and efficient editing at a single base level in the genome without making a double-strand break in the DNA. Throughout their license agreement with Beam, they have access to two types of base editors: adenine base editors, or ABEs, and cytosine base editors, or CBEs, each of which has a modified Cas9 protein bound to a gRNA, retaining the ability to target the genome sequence. What is exactly the gene editing technology that Verve Therapeutics uses?
Verve is focused on atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease, so heart attack, the leading cause of death in the world. So we're trying to apply gene editing to this very common problem. And what's the unmet need here? Well, it's been known for probably about 20, 30 years that the main way to treat, and also the main way to prevent a first heart attack, is to get somebody's LDL cholesterol, the so-called bad cholesterol, as low as possible for as long as possible. Right now, we're trying to do that with daily pills or intermittent injections, and that chronic care model is broken. Less than half the patients actually are on statin medications to lower LDL cholesterol, even after having had a heart attack. And most people's LDL is not well controlled during using the chronic care model. So the thesis behind Verve is that could you actually change all that by having a one-time treatment, permanent lowering of LDL cholesterol that's efficacious and safe? And where did this idea come from? Well, this idea comes from human genetics of the type that Cricket and I used to do, which is that human genetics has shown that if one's LDL is really low lifelong, you're not going to get a heart attack. And some people are walking around who naturally have their LDL very low, and they have it so low because they have a gene turned off naturally, a cholesterol-raising gene turned off naturally in their liver. So our gene editing medicines are basically looking to mimic that natural situation, that natural resistance mutation.
Human genetics research has shown there are 8 genes where mutations are protective against heart attack. Verve Therapeutics initial program targets PCSK9 and ANGPTL3, 2 genes that have been extensively validated through human genetics as targets for lowering blood lipids. Let's first look at PCSK9 to see how it's related to heart attack and LDL cholesterol.
We have liver LDL receptors. And what do LDL receptors do? They grab LDL from the bloodstream and decrease the serum LDL. That's a good thing. But then we have this guy. He actually lives in the liver. I'm PCSK9. I like to grab LDL receptors and cause their early degradation. Look at him. Now, I'm going to take you inside the liver to get degraded. Uh-oh. If that happens, we're going to have less LDL receptors. And guess what? The LDL, or not as much of it, can get inside the liver. And if we have decreased LDL receptors, this is going to lead to high cholesterol. Okay, so let's now look at this from the perspective of the liver. So we have the liver, the LDL receptors, and PCSK9. Well, guess what? The liver is actually scared. Help! Is there anyone who can help? Oh, look at this. We have a superhero. PCSK9 inhibitor is knocking out PCSK9. Thank you, Mr. PCSK9 inhibitor. Wonderful. Guess what? Now there's more receptors, and the liver can grab more LDL from the serum. And when this happens, guess what?
Low serum cholesterol. Hooray! In preclinical step, blood LDL cholesterol, interestingly, reduced by 68% at 1 year after one-time intravenous infusion. In their second program, which targeted ANGPTL3, after 660 days infusion, they have seen more than 90% reduction in blood ANGPTL3. Now the program Verve 201 is in preclinical stage, but the program Verve 101 is in clinical stage. In clinical stage, they first focus on the people with familial hypercholesterolemia, and in the second stage, they will expand to patients with established atherosclerotic disease who have a high risk for future events, and in the next stage, they will plan to further expand to all adults at risk for atherosclerotic disease in the general population. How about the collaboration? Verve Therapeutics collaborate with other partners, such as Beam for using the technology of the base editing, with Vertex for using the technology of CRISPR.
We're thrilled today to announce a collaboration between Verve and Vertex to develop gene editing medicine targeting a serious liver disease.
At Verve, we remain very focused on our internal cardiovascular programs. But what this deal lets us do is leverage the capabilities that we've built over the last 4 years in gene editing and in liver delivery to partner with a leader in the genetic disease space to tackle non-cardiovascular targets.
Let's see how Verve Therapeutic business work. Today's stock price is $21.74, and during last 6 months, the stock price shows some fluctuation. In the third quarter 2022, they announced that cash position of $550.7 billion in September 2023, which 65 million of that comes from the partner Vertex. Let's see what happened in the stock during November 2022. The FDA placed Verve application on hold. Verve, which has already begun human tests in New Zealand and UK, say it will likely receive the FDA's question within a month. And Dr. Katarison said, we anticipate receiving details from the FDA in the next month and are committed to working closely with the agency to address the question so that we may open enrollment for patients with genetically high cholesterol in the US. This stock holds amazing growth potential. 4 Wall Street analysts issued 12-month price targets for Verve Therapeutics. The average Verve Therapeutics price target is 68.67. In a stock comparison between Verve Therapeutics and other companies which are doing the gene editing technologies, which I made in tip ranks, Verve Therapeutics get a strong B on analyst consensus, which shows the long-term benefits on investment in Verve. Alright, let's talk about investment. If you ask me that I am interested to doing investment in Verve Therapeutics, I already did as part of my assignment, even though during 2 months I didn't get too much profit. But I'm sure that Verve Therapeutics has the great potential to be a big successful company. Verve 1 and Verve 2 in the preclinical stage, they did a good result, and it was 61% decrease of cholesterol for the long time. And I'm pretty sure if the clinical stage get a good result, it would be a very amazing medication in the cardiovascular disease just with a single course treatment. How about the work? If I have the opportunity to work in Verve Therapeutics, I definitely go for it. Not only because they get one of the best place to work as the Boston Business Journal with the endpoint of 11, but also I really appreciate their passion and their goal and what they are going to do to treat the first cause of death in the world, which is cardiovascular disease. I hope you enjoyed this video and get the knowledge about the science of Verve Therapeutics, which is the single-course gene editing company for treatment of cardiovascular, and also you know about what's happening in the business of Verve Therapeutics.